can't say I didn't try. It might make me cry. Oh, it might hurt, no lie. Miss you, but goodbye.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to 12 Days of Storytime. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday season, because I'm not in the holiday spirit. However, I do love doing 12 Days of Storytime, and most importantly, I do feel like I owe you guys because I definitely ditched y'all for 3 months. So with that being said, I do have a GoFundMe listed for my family and I to literally catch up on bills because this year my dad's condition got really bad. And of course, it took a lot to swallow pride in order to actually make the GoFundMe, but most importantly, to share the GoFundMe. If you have actually donated, thank you so very much. Like, I appreciate it more than anything. But if you can't support, please just make sure you share. And other ways to support include joining my Patreon, getting merchandise, or scheduling a consultation with me from my social media business, Media Hustle, if you need help with your online branding. With that being said, if you guys see the title of this video today, we're gonna be talking about Haitian businesses yet again. You know what's crazy? I could probably kind of separate all of these instead of putting them all into one, which is what I decided to do, because at first I actually recorded all of them and it ended up being almost an hour, and I said, nah, that's too much. Especially when I need to come up with 12 story times, baby. So today we're gonna be talking about a venue owner, right? Crazy enough, I can't hide too well who I'm talking about. If you guys actually follow me, especially if you follow my business page, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And that's not my business. Like I always say, if you don't want to be a story time, do better. Ain't got nothing to do with me outing people and da-da-da. Like, you're fucking lucky I don't say your name and put your business's name out there. Because in theory, you can't do nothing about it because it's my fucking experience. But I'm not gonna do that because I let the Lord, my ancestors, and the Loi handle all. But a bitch gotta make her bread, you feel me? So we're gonna be talking about one of the first venues that I used to have an event for my business, Media Hustle. If you guys are not aware, Media Hustle is my social media agency in which we have loads of networking events throughout the year to connect people in the local tri-state area. Hopefully one day it does get big enough for me to go around the country, shit around the world, but right now we're staying in the tri-state. So when I wanted to have my first ever event, luckily for me, I had a friend that I was in school with, I'm not gonna say which school because I'm not gonna be too obvious about it, who was opening a venue near me, and it was a really nice venue. Literally, I saw it while it was under construction. We kicked it, we drank, we had a good old time talking about business and shit like that. He asked me to be an investor. It was so many different things that went on when it came to that event space. So I ended up going with that event space with the idea that I would have all my events there. Can you believe that to this day I still don't have a venue that I could go to for all of my Media Hustle events? There's one tentative venue that's also Haitian owned that I would actually go to for all my events because it works. It actually has a dance space, or like a space with a mirror, and then there's another space. So it'd be perfect for every single thing that I do, and it's pretty close. The only reason I probably wouldn't go with them is because it is kind of tight, but I think I might have to. Like, literally, they're very cheap. Okay, honestly, we gonna give them a shout out because they were great when I worked with them. So that venue, it's called Privé, okay, Prive, aka private in Creole. Privé, that's why it's called. I don't know why he did that. I always said to him, like, that's just the why. So Haitian, but it's actually in Bloomfield, New Jersey, Prive. They were phenomenal, really, really great. Loved working with them, and I might just have all my events there this year, to be quite honest with you. They also offer decoration and everything as well, so that's probably gonna be my venue. I'm really tired of looking at spaces, but I do have a certain vibe and a certain feel, and a certain type of like tables and stuff that I need. Like, it's very interesting. Like, the way I do my speed networking specifically, things have to be set up a certain way or it just doesn't really work out. So when I was doing my first ever event, reached out to this dude, everything was cool. The idea was I'd be having all my events at this space. So he gave me a discount, but never booked the other times. Now, this is the thing, right? If we have a conversation and we agree that I'm gonna have all my events here, I'd rather just have everything, book it, and be done with it so I don't have to think about it. But basically, he was on some, oh, we'll see how this event goes and then we'll go from here. Nigga, are you my manager or am I paying you for service? I don't give a fuck if 10 people show up, okay? The point was to actually book all of these things so then when the events are happening, I could say, hey, come to the next one, it's gonna be on this date. That's the entire point, but hey. I end up planning the event and I do ask him to be one of the designated professionals. So basically my flagship event for Media Hustle is called Speed Networking, where I have designated professionals that are seated and all of the attendees of the event rotate around them. It's basically like speed dating, but professional version. Now, speed networking is not something new. However, speed networking is usually something that people do at an event. It's usually something that is kind of like included, like just intertwined into something that you go to, whether it be a panel or a festival or any type of other business type of event. So I wanted to make it an event within itself where that is the main focus, because I have like a very vast network. Like my network of people that I know, insane. I literally had an idea one day and I was like, wow, let's just like help all these people connect, because I feel like there's so many people that I know that would benefit from other people that I know. And like the event ended up going extremely well. Okay, let me just tell you right now, the first one went really well. My second one, not too much, but that was at another venue and we're gonna talk about that in another story time. But my first one went extremely well. And it was funny because when I asked him to be one of the designated professionals, as with him and everyone else, I said, listen, you're free, you're not paying for admission. The admission ticket is $60. It comes with food. Of course, you have to buy drinks, and then of course it's admission to the event. $60, I feel like it's not bad at all. It really isn't. It's not just a regular networking event where you just come and drink champagne. Okay, nigga, you get real fucking connects. And it's crazy because I love seeing my connects actually come into fruition. Like I have so many people that I've met at these events, or people that I know that met at my event, and they're actually doing legitimate business together, making money together. So this is something I really do want to continue doing. But that's not the point. The point is, he was one of the designated professionals, and I told every designated professional, like, hey, you are free, but if you bring someone, please make them buy a ticket. I don't give a fuck that you own the event space. And this is something that I don't like about any of these event space owners. For whatever reason, 90% of them feel like they could just be around. Bitch, pay for your admission, or at the very least, if you're gonna bring people, have them pay. So he says he's gonna bring his girlfriend. I don't got a problem with that as long as she pays for her ticket. The day of, he comes up to me like, hey, would you mind if I pay for Zelle for her ticket? No, I would mind if you go on fucking Eventbrite so all my shit could be on the books. And at the time I didn't have Zelle for my business because my business account didn't have that at the time. Now I have a Chase account, so I have Zelle for my business, but it's just like, y'all need to be fucking for real. Like, follow instructions. If the ticket prices or whatever the case may be is on the website, please make sure you go on the website to get it. Ain't no sending me a Zelle, sending me a Cash App, you know, giving me cash. Like, unless you're gonna pay at the door, which is what he wasn't trying to do. He was literally like, oh, I need to send it via Zelle type shit. Nigga, follow instructions and do the shit on the site like everybody else. So whatever, I take it from him, but it was just like, it was just little things here and there. Like, well, even for the payment for the venue. So like I said, I didn't have Zelle at the time because my business account didn't have that. I had a different one. I had like a fintech company. And basically I paid the balance via PayPal, ACH. Now the thing is with PayPal is when you pay something via PayPal, typically it does take a day or 3 to clear. And the nigga was doing too much, acting like he wasn't gonna get his money. Like, you think I'm about to come have my event at your shit without you getting the money? And he kept trying to throw like subtle shots on some, oh, well, this is why I don't use PayPal business. Okay, and this is why it's not your fucking business and no one fucking asked you. But I was being nice about it, and I was like, oh, well, I choose to use PayPal business because when PayPal sees that you're actually using PayPal, sending money, receiving money or whatever from PayPal, eventually you're able to get a loan based on capital. And he kind of like got salty about it and called it attitude. If I still have the text messages, I will put them on the screen. But the nigga was just very rude, like very like, and it was weird. It's like, nigga, like, are you mad or something? Like, even during the event, like, he came late, left early, and it's just like, didn't really like his attitude. And to this day, I don't really even know why he was acting like that. To this day, like, niggas don't really even fuck with him like that because you're doing too much. Because like, it's funny, I literally let that shit slide. You know, the shit with the girl, the little snarky attitude, I let it slide. I didn't think anything of it until I tried to have another event there, right? So like I said, my event went really well. It was actually a Haitian based event, right? It was more of like a Haitian networking thing, but of course anyone could come, but the designated professionals were Haitian professionals. And I try to have like all my speed networking things like have a theme. That actually hit very well because it was during Haitian Heritage Month. Like, it was really, really nice. So essentially, we had Haitian food. And of course, Haitian food can get messy, but I made sure that we stayed late, okay, to clean that place up. One thing though to note is that there was no broom and there was no mop really. I think that we ended up finding a broom later on, but it wasn't like a good broom. But like, we cleaned up late to make sure that place, okay, was looking spick and span as much as it could when we left, right? So I had a bartender. The bartender stayed to help. My boyfriend stayed to help. My best friend stayed to help. I had some subscribers that came to the event that stayed to fucking help. And I'm so happy they did because they're witnesses to the fact that we did not leave leave the place dirty. The floor might have been sticky, but we didn't have a mop. And also we had alcohol served and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's a given, but it wasn't anything like, oh, there was shit all over. No, the shit was clean when we left. Keep that in mind. So months later, I end up seeing an apartment for rent that he has up on Facebook Market. And I'm like, oh shit, let me hit him up. Because at this time I was trying to move. This was like 2 years ago. Oh my God, time flies. It was like 2 years ago. And I told him like, hey, you know, I saw that you had this apartment for rent. Like, what are the details? Da 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 da. He's like, oh, it just rented. And I said, oh, okay, bet. And I was like, okay, so I'm actually thinking about having the next speed networking event. Do you have any availability? Da da da. And mind you, this is over the phone, right? He had called me. So we're having this conversation on the phone, and he gonna say, oh, well, make sure wherever you do have your event, you guys clean next time. Being real shady, throwing real shots. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, who the fuck are you talking to? Because I know it ain't me. I said, what are you even talking about? And he's like, yeah, like when you guys left, there was so much stuff. It was so dirty. It was this, it was that. I had to stay and clean. I found chicken bones. And swear to God, y'all, first of all, not only am I extremely cleanly, I don't disrespect people's spaces. And even if that were the case and we did do that, why didn't you say something the next day? Why didn't you say something? Like, this the shit that really pisses me off with people. Like, you want to sit there and pop shit and do this and say that, but then you don't say shit until it's convenient for you, and then you expect people to tolerate that. What's really annoying about that whole situation is literally I went to an event again at his spot where he was doing a grand opening for like the back space of his event space, right? It was like an outdoor space. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing about that. So it's just like when I'm hitting you up and now you talking about, oh, make sure you clean shit. Like, nigga, you could go to hell. You could kiss my ass. Like, dead ass. Like, that shit pissed me off. I said, if it was an issue, you should have said something. Like, you know what, now that I think about it, I don't think the conversation was over the phone. I feel like it was via text. Hopefully I could find it because it's been 2 years. The shit might be gone. But it was just like, yo, don't fucking play with me. Like, you're not about to sit here and try to make it seem like niggas was dirty. Niggas left your space a certain way. Like, I'm not the one. Like, I will literally like drag your shit through the mud because now you're just talking shit. Like, and it's funny. That's why when people be like, oh, are you gonna make a story time about this? It's like, I do not make story times about everything. I'm not a story time YouTuber. I have a lot of story times on my channel because I post a lot, but that's not what I do. Because if I did, there's a lot of y'all that would literally not even be in fucking business anymore. Like, when I'm telling you that shit pissed me off, it pissed me off. Like, I will say, like, one thing about me, I hate a entrepreneur. I hate somebody that tries to act like they're doing something that they're fucking not. Like, this nigga gonna send me the contract for this place, and it literally was a I agree type of contract. Like, it was like he sent it via text, and all I had to do was respond, I agree. And all it said was, Media Hustle agrees to use the space for this time. The cleaning fee is waived. It was all this, like, but it wasn't even a real contract. It's like, aren't you a business person? And this is the type of nigga that like to brag, like, oh, I got real estate, I got this, I got that. And it's like, okay, but this is your contract? Like, it wasn't even a contract. Like, I hope I could find it so I could put it on the screen, but it was just craziness. Like, it was just like, what the fuck is this? And I should have known at that point, shit would have been, okay, it would have been, cause like, what the fuck? But anyhow, after that, we did a post, we did a collaboration. People were liking the shit. Honestly, it was his most liked post on his page, okay? Literally, I was shouting out my event and I was shouting out the venue. The post did extremely well. And now I learned I'm not doing any more of those because I did it for the other business that I had my event out after. And yeah, fuck them too. We're not doing that anymore. At this point, promo, you gotta pay for it. Like, I can't. I was doing complimentary shit for people that I thought were really cool, that were really nice, but I realized, especially when it comes to Haitian business, y'all niggas is ungrateful, unprofessional, and unfathomable. Okay, like, I just can't. So yeah, after he said that, I kind of was just like, nigga, you should have said something. It is what it is. Like, I'm good off you type shit. And I've realized that now I probably won't be doing any more like events at any type of venue where I get any type of red flag. I don't give a fuck if it's something small. I realize like ignoring little things is what leads to big things. And a lot of people might watch this and think it's not that big of a deal, but it is, because basically you're trying to call me dirty. And that's the type of nigga that likes to pop shit. So I'm very sure he went around talking shit. And all I'm gonna say is I cannot fucking wait to see or hear that he was popping shit so I could really drag this fucking business, because you got me fucked up. And what's really interesting about this is not only was I at an event that he invited me to after, even prior, I don't remember if it was prior or after the event, because I know it happened in like April. Okay, I don't know if it was April, the year of my event, or following, I don't remember. He ended up asking me to do his social media. And this is the thing I'm starting to get really annoyed by. These niggas want social media services, but they anything could cost $2. Social media services usually cost about $1,500 on a very, very low end from like a boutique type of agency. My prices are extremely cheap and niggas don't even be wanting to pay for that. Hence why not only do I not care to do social media management like that no more, unless like it's somebody I really care about that's gonna pay the money. But also it's just like y'all be wanting everything for nothing. So I end up doing it very briefly, but he doesn't even want to pay me my price. He's talking about, so, oh, I want to pay you per event. Eventually he ends up learning how to use CapCut and tries to do it by himself. Of course, it looks like some cut and paste bad job. Like the fact that you can't even work a template is a problem. That's why you should have just paid my price. What do I know? I will say that working with people like that has made me realize that I have to stop giving grace when it comes to certain bigger business ideas. And I will say that that has fucked me up a lot. It's fucked up my finances. It's fucked up how I trust people, because it's just like a lot of times I'm like, oh my God, a black business, a Haitian business, a woman-owned business. And then they fuck me over, they piss me off, they annoy me. And I'm just like, all right, this is why you don't get the benefit of the doubt, right? So with that being said, comment down below, have you ever had any venue issues with people or anything like that? Because I've heard a lot of horror stories with venues. It's very interesting because I never would have thought that that's like a space that usually has a lot of issues. I would think that you just book it and you have your event and you go home, but there is a lot of like venues that really just be doing too much. So, I mean, I don't know. It's very interesting because I think like it's weird because even though Media Hustle doesn't have to be an online space, I've realized through looking at my analytics, a lot of people try to go to the address, which is a virtual address. So I was like, wow, maybe I should try to have one day, hopefully I have the money to do that one day, but I would love to have Media Hustle as like an office and an event space, because I feel like that would be like phenomenal. Like just having both spaces in one and being able to like accommodate people like for both services. So it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully in the future that is something I'm able to do, just a random business idea. But with that being said, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, make sure you guys check out my other channels. Please donate or share the GoFundMe, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye!